You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, everybody. This is DeRu Speaks. And I want to see, we're going to do some meditation. And then I'm going to talk about abundance. Okay? And one is lackness. And the direction of the lackness. One is the direction of the abundance. Doesn't matter your health, doesn't matter your wealth, doesn't matter your emotion, well-being. Everything is the same way. And we need to see that. And from the neurological standpoint of view, from physiological standpoint of view, and from a psychological standpoint of view, just from the mental state of the mind. And okay, let's do some meditation so that we will eventually get into that topic. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Take a deeper breath. Gradually breathe out. Breathe out. Okay, let's raise hands up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now breathe in. Breathe out. The variety of our breath. Let's get our energy up. That means get our immune system instigated. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. You see, I did a 3 breath. Breathe in. So I did a 3 short breath. Did a 1 explosive and a long breath. Explosive first, and slowly let the residuals out. Breathe in. Breathe in. Then let's breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now put your hands at your lap. Thumbs touch each other. Build that electromagnetic field. Circulation. Now you can breathe slightly deeply and calmly. Make sure your tongue is stick to the up hard palate. And also make sure you breathe with your nose at this time. As you get deeper and deeper, your breath becomes calmer and calmer, and you begin to dive into the deep state of your mind. With calmness and a relative silence. Now breathe deeply. Bring yourself back to the surface of this three-dimensional world. Beware of your scalp again. Beware of your shoulders, your cervical cord. Begin to aware of your lumbar and your sacrum and your tummy. See, everything is making its own adjustment. make the communication, coordinate with each other. Now raise your hands up to each side. Deepest breath. Breathe in. Okay, the breathing is very important. When you breathe, what I did is I did 3 breaths to 6 breaths. You pause breath again, breath again. That's when you expand your lungs. And your lungs, there are so many sacs. Okay, you cannot count it. I'd never count it. So the sacs begin to open up. Open up, open up, open up, open up. It's beautiful, If you see the animation, you will be amazed that sacs. There's so many sacs. Each sac is like it's your own entity. They all open up, and it's just like a balloon up, because you need that oxygen to penetrate into your body. Actually, that will instigate the immune system. Yeah, that's how you instigate the immune system. And then you feed everybody. See, when you open up, you give so much oxygen, everybody everybody's hungry. Everybody's, give me something, just give me something. So that's what it is. So the lungs, when you instigate all your nervous system, nervous system, you have a cortex, right? You have central nervous system. You will see the picture. If you read all the meat, only leave that neurological system of that. Okay, all the neurons, all the connections, all the branches, all the the peripheral nervous system, the central nervous system. Put them together. You have head, and you have spinal cord, and then you have the peripheral. It's just like a silhouette of the human being. That's what it is. It's a silhouette of the human being. It's a whole human being. It's every bit of it. That's the nervous system. The nervous system, really, you instigate all the nervous systems, the neurotransmission start. That's how human being, even David, you probably met David Moxa, right? See, every day. So he's the same thing. So when you have back problems, for example, you meditate, you begin to motion that spinal cord. What you do is you motion it just like waves. Make the waves relax, and you tighten a little bit, relax, tighten up, relax, and then you will give more oxygenation into that spinal cord. Otherwise, you're tensed up. So in that case, and then you begin to really develop neurons, give more oxygenation. And remember that when we learn more things, when we meditate, our neurons begin to connect. More neurons connection, more synapses connection, And that means you are really develop your neurology, develop and that system, and give more information to the system about your own body, about the outside the body. Your eyes mostly, it's the very, very immediate survival tool. Eyes is that's when we're kids, you begin to your eyes is not in the inside your nervous system. It's part of the nervous system, but bulging out. It's pushed out and pushing into this socket, and then they separate it. So, but it's sort of like two windows. See what's going on outside. That's survival. But when you deep mind, it's no longer that eyes anymore. It's inside the whole system become we call third eye. And when all that together and concentrated together, besides that external three-dimensional eyes or the sensories, and the inner being we call the third eye or sixth sense. And when we go beyond third eye, beyond that sixth sense, the five sense, and we begin to see more our body, more our potential, more our future, more our past. Past you never you're not going to live through. It's the future what do you want to live through. That's more important. The past you sometimes you do analysis. However, if you do too many analysis of the past, and you're in trouble. Why? Because you live in the past. And then you always go back to the bad days, or good days you never happen. And you're going to get so depressed. What I see is live here now. Live here now and penetrate and permeate to the future. And you set a tone. You set a parameter where you're going to go moving forward. Doesn't matter emotional bank account, financial bank account, psychological bank account, and physiological energy bank account is the same thing. So you move to you set up a tone. That's why I call my program, I call transformation. I just studied this DeRu Academy already. I had my DeRu media for 3 years now. And then this DeRu Academy I started. It's the first program I'm doing with the immunocompromised. It's not just the immunocompromised. Everybody in this society is immunocompromised, either by the heavy stress of the school, or by the chaos of the society, by the media, by the all kinds of signals. Everybody's because it's compromise your innate ability, because you have so many chaos outside. You have so many misinformation, so much misinformation, and just totally bombarded by all this chaotic situation. So what I see is that you have to let it go. Let all that garbage go. You think of this lacking, think of that is lacking, think of this poor, think of that is terrible. That's none of my business. It's none of my business. Because it's always remember that way. So what I do is heighten myself. When I heighten myself, when I expand myself, hopefully some people, they wake up, they will receive it. That's how it is. Expand from yourself. Expand out. And that expansion, sort of like a ripple effect. That thing hit into the river, pond, and you will see the ripple effect. And if you are straw, you put over there, barely anything happens. So you say, well, I'm going to put it, really, really important. You put a straw over there, and then the wind blows, and you don't even give any effect. So you have to be heavy. That means when I say heavy, you have to really put a lot of energy. You're the one must have the energy. You must be the one cultivate the energy. You must be the one heighten yourself. You must be the one to expand, to charge the physical energy, the psychological energy, the emotional energy, and then the financial energy. You have to charge yourself. So when people say, how do I do that? I don't know. You probably know better than I do, because I don't know each person. What I know is myself. Okay, this is how I do it. When I in a very, very suppressing situation, what I say suppressing situation, I've got to do this. Okay, I haven't accomplished everything. Everything looks like falling apart, and then I told myself, let's gather together. Let's gather together. And then I begin to call, and my central nervous system begin to call everybody. Call my immune system, call my peripheral nervous system, call all the organs, call all the everybody. The 50 trillion cells, 100 trillion cells, and then call everybody to get together, even the virus, because you have only 10% of the body cells that I told you guys last time, a little bit over 10% of the body cells. Even that is still have, at least 10 trillion, maybe more, and the body cells. Call them together, and some cells will die, other cells will instigate, accumulate an energy, and we will rise above. And we have a lot of stem cells. Do you have stem cells? That's right. Stem cell we used to call, what did we used to call? Embryonic cells. Because when we were in the mother's tummy, we call embryonic cells. But you're no longer embryo anymore, so you don't call that anymore. So it's just labels. Okay, they call stem cells. And you have thousands of thousands, millions of millions, billions of cells, and then created every day. You have billions of cells die every day. Just like we talk. Millions of cells died. And then you have a lot of cells, billions of cells begin to rebuild. So when you use your mind, when you learn something, when you learn new things, just like we talk, and we get some information. When we get some information, more information we got, the more brain begin to more active. The more active, then become more connected. More connected, and more network is going to build. Because in order to survive, in order to contain those things, short term, they build a lot of things. But then, next day, you forgot it. So you have to redo it again. That's why you think, I'm going to think positive today. Tomorrow you're going to, for 2 minutes, or 1 minute, 1 second, and then you're going to go to these things. It's terrible. And then, as soon as you put a terrible over there, everything becomes downward spiral. That's just reality. That's reality. So what I see is that be consistent. Sometimes when I talk, I know that David will say, you're excited. Yes, I'm excited because I'm passionate with it. I've been doing this think about it, I've been doing this for 60 years. That's 5 in Chinese. That's 1 in Chinese. It's called 60. 6 plus 0. I'm still excited. That's what I do. Kung Fu is what I do. What is Kung Fu? I explained before. It's the perseverance. That's what it is. You have the passion. You pursue the passion. And then, you do forever because you are in it. Sometimes you get a dopamine out of it. Sometimes you get a serotonin out of it because you get excited, and your body begins to recuperate, and then your immune system actually, when I talk like that, my immune system begins to activate it. They need oxygen. They get excited. So that's what it is, and then I get excited, and so you constantly give yourself that excitement. And you constantly recuperate, that is the immune system. And that's why when in a really cold situation, I do this. Why I do this? Because I'm activate my immune system. I can activate everybody together. My energy goes up. Oh my goodness, my energy is totally bombarded with all energies. And then I don't feel that cold anymore. Everything is hot. Energy rise above. And there's no such thing as cold. I forgot a total coldness. I was in the ice with my bare body. I don't feel that cold anymore. At the beginning, the more you fear the cold, the more you're gonna feel cold. And when you get all the things open up, because when in that time you open up, but some of the things are closed, but some of the things open up, your energy begin to rise, and then you counteract with all the coldness, and you stay for a long time. And it's not a problem. Why? Because everybody's activated. But you sustain for a few couple of hours. Some people probably at beginnings, sustain maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And as you go, you become more and more comfortable, and you can sustain a bit longer. So every day is a practice. That's Kung Fu. Just like people play piano every day. When they paint, it's every day thing. More you do, more you penetrate. More you do, more synapses. More you do, more connection you have. More you do, or more network you become to build. So that's how the nervous system works. And the old days, we think, people. I remember when I was in medical school, and my doctor told my PhD professor told me that, when we were 25, you begin to deteriorate. That was wrong. That was like 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and then that was wrong, And we begin to see that today, the elasticity of the body, elasticity of the nervous system, the elasticity of the brain. It's really can actually, even you're 80 years old, it can still increase the network, increase the learning ability. You understand? It's a beautiful thing. That means even David can increase a lot of things, increase a lot of, neurological energy, physiological energy, of course, part of the neurological energy, psychological energy, the part of they all linked together, and the mental energy, they are linked to the beyond, but the beyond physical. You expand that energy channel. That's what it is. You expand, because when you take a special picture, you will see the radiation of the energy. Wow, way beyond the body. Way beyond the body. So it means you send a ripple effect. When the patient, you take a picture of the patient, the radiation, they barely survive. There's not much energy. When they take my energy, miles away, they still can expand. Why? That's why people can say, his presence. And I told you guys, probably one time, I was in Mobile, Alabama, and Mike Dow was the mayor at that time. Mike Dow, he's a soft-spoken guy, and he was the mayor, and he talked to everybody, all these rich people. They donated from Mobile, from Mississippi, from Florida. They get together for this, open this Chinese, called the Treasure of China museum. And I was there, and I give them, line dance, and then I do a little bit speech. And the mayor was speaking, and nobody here, everybody, that's the noise, just overcome your energy, you understand? Nobody can hear you. You have like 300, 400 people there. Nobody hear you at all. I said, Mike, give me the mic. He said, what's going on? Why want my mic? Because this is his mayor speech, And everybody just don't want to hear anything. I say, hey guys, what are you coming here for? Everybody, don't. They immediately shut off. And then I speak a few words. I say, here's the mayor. and we got a shot. A lot of people in Mobile knows me because over there, a lot of people know the Kung Fu guy. You go to any parties, you go to anywhere, they all know this guy. I taught at university for 7 years. I taught a lot of places, and then I probably in that city alone, I taught probably at least 60 to 80,000 people, at least, just that city alone. And you go anywhere, they always heard, oh, this guy, crazy guy. Because worldwide, I taught probably a few 100,000. And so what I see is that when your energy up, and then the surrounding area feel your energy, your energy permeate. When you're sick, you suck energy. You understand? Oh yeah. Sometimes you cannot even get energy. Why? Because your sickness is too weak. You cannot connect. You cannot get energy out of people either. So there's no connection. So energy is so important. When you want to, let's say for example, we're going to do two things today. Okay, one is the health. I just did a little bit of breathing. That's really bring the health into the brain. The different breathing, the calm breathing, the long breathing, the short breathing, the explosive breathing. That's why I call eco breathing system. Now people say, oh, this is where to breathe, that is the way to breathe. Maybe partially they heard somewhere. That's not a really complete picture. I cannot give you a complete picture either. But at least I know at least more than 10 kind of breath. Another way is you build up the energy, and it is that financial abundance. The energy balance, financial energy balance. It's a different energy balance. What I say is the health energy balance is you have the energy, you call this immune system at any time because they're loyal. Why? Because you feed them, you communicate with them, you talk to them, and then you organize them. Of course, they're loyal to you. And you bind them, okay, I'm going to depend on these drugs, I'm going to depend on these drugs, I'm going to listen to this authority. You don't even use them. You neglect them. So what are they loyal to you for? For nothing. So if you call, they don't even know you call them. You're in disaster situation, they don't even care. Why? Because you never cared. They never heard you. You suddenly say something, okay, he's on his own. So that's the same situation. How your cells is like that. Because you always call your cells together, but also feed them. Give them good time and harmonious with them and coherent with them. And that's how you get your immune system together. Because they are together. That's called together in symphony. Same thing as energy abundance energy. The financial energy abundance. If you call to be care, you have to care them. Okay, sometimes I need some money. Okay, I'm worried. But the rest of the time you do whatever. It's not the case. It's not the case. You have to, cultivate every single day. And you got to be on it. You got conscious on it. And your conscious direction, always think the same direction. Moving in the same direction. Nothing can block you. Nothing can put you in a position that you are poor. You think of lackness. When you think of lackness, when you think of poorness, when you think of that dark hole, you always stay there. Because that's what you spend time for. But when you think of the other way, because everybody has that abundance, everybody has that potential, but most of us waste, totally waste, because they are so much worried about appearance. They never sit inside. They never made the connection. They have never really act on it. when you talk about it, because when you talk about it, it's totally different situation. Why? Because when you talk about it, you get other people's information. Okay, you talk about it, but random. It's a random. You understand? It's chaotic talk. It's not inlet talk. You gotta have an inlet talk. You have to go in deeper inside the talk. You've got to have your own psychological talk, your own physiological talk. That means your own energy talk. That energy, because you have so many information, so much information from so many people, and so many facets of society, and you lost yourself. You lost your potential because you dissipated the energy. You never really pay attention to that inner building. The only thing it can do, it doesn't matter psychological energy, physiological energy, emotional energy, or financial energy. You got to build it. You've got to build it. Just like a snow. You have a little bit of snow, you talk about it, the snow already melted. And you have to build anything. You've got to roll. You roll, the snow become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Same thing. You've got to roll it. Over here, you've got to move it. And move, the more motion you have, more traction you have. More motion you have, more traction you have. More motion you have, more traction you have. That's how it is. Because your energy become more proliferated. And you begin to resonate. You begin to resonate with different people. Why? Because your information stand out. Just like a radio. Same thing. The radio, you broadcast more and you reach more people. You really resonate with some people, some ideas similar to that group of people. They heard it. Say, hey, that's what they want to hear. Do you understand? Okay, richness, yes, everybody wants to hear the richness. They want to become rich, but they never do anything on the richness. They do a lot of things on the poorness. Sometimes I heard the radio, and some people say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that. What you should do? I don't know. I say, well, somebody robbed it. You always think that way. Let me tell you what I thought. About 3.5 years ago, I was in China. And I borrowed probably maybe $15,000 because I owe my friends some money, and he loaned me some money. And for my students who travel to China, I borrowed a bit money. $10,000 for him, just $5,000 for myself. So I put 3 different locations for the $15,000. One is in my pocket, one is in one bag, one is in my briefcase, And the bottom of the briefcase. And now when I went through this immigration, went through this, security, they insist, they want to open it. I said, okay, I'll open it. They open it, and they close it. I never thought of it. So when I went to Suzhou, and then when I need some money, okay, I want to open it because I give the money to my friends. I need money to buy things for myself. And I open the briefcase, the money is no longer there. Because never, 1 second out of my hand, except the security people. You understand? I said, well, the security people they probably need it. So what I can do? That's okay. Just let them have it. That's the mind that what I had. They must need it that bad. Then take it. So that's what I see. And then I begin to do some speeches. Those are speeches for free, And some people, insisted, give me some money. And then I got it probably about $8,000. I never mentioned that to anybody. Because that's where I think, that's where I always think all the money will come. Somebody will get some money to me. That's what it is. So when you think and you're going to go to that kind of direction because you're upset, and then you're more upset, more constriction, you're more dissipation, and the more you go to that a dark side of things. Everything goes that way. So it doesn't matter financial energy, doesn't matter healthy energy, it's the same situation. That's why, and a lot of cancer patients, I told them that let's work together. Because what I told you, what I teach you one thing or two things, it doesn't matter. If you don't contain it, you don't maintain it, you don't keep up a proliferate, it's not going to help you. You have to be in it. You have to be travel on that path, and that pathway, just open that pathway, every bit on it. That's so important. It is easy. It is easy if you depend on it all the time. It is, if you according to a lot of people, lazy people, they want to enjoy themselves with the TV, with all chaos, with all kinds of things that dissipate the energy. Because you get used to those things. Those things you think it's easy. You don't have to do anything, but they give you a lot of sufferings. However, when you think different ways, you always do this every single day, little by little, and you become more and more proliferated. Your fire become bigger and bigger. That energy fire become bigger and bigger. That's why people call, in Chinese, they call it 星星之火可以燎原. Sparkle of light can be expanded. Same thing as our energy. A little bit tiny sparkle of energy. If you're alive, that's why I told all the cancer patients, stage 4 cancer patients, if you have a little bit light, if the light is clear, the light can, it's not distinguished completely. So the light can be expanded. Same thing with the energy. Cancer is what? And I told you last time, cancer is about over 100 diseases in the Western world. They don't know what it is. What are they? They put them together. They call cancer. That's all it is. They have no idea. They cannot do anything about it. The only thing they can go use chemicals to bomb them. They bomb everybody. They use radiate everybody. What I say, everybody, the whole community. The army. This is the army. You have a few better soldiers, right? What they do, they bomb the army. You think the good guys are going to be run away? No. Nobody's going to run away. Everybody's diminished. Do you understand? That's precisely. When people do chemotherapy, their immune system is totally destroyed. That's why so many people doing immune system do this therapy, and then they begin to do meditation. They begin to do qigong, they do tai chi, and then the immune system is not as bad as more. That's why the Western medicine begin to use this. What I did for last 50 years, 60 years, and to borrow them for the hospital systems, because the survival rate much higher, and so it's all about the medical system, how they make money. If you got qigong, they don't make money. If you do just tai chi alone, they don't make much money. But that's my job. In the future, these people will make some money. The qigong people will make some money, because it's the future of medicine. It's the future of health. It's the future of our society, because that chemicals, and they can destroy humanity. It can destroy humanity. And they need to turn around, see the world differently. And instead of dig down into the medicine, dig down into the chemicals outside the body. And then we need to see inside the body. And then we need to build our own immune system. If everybody heightened, if everybody understands how the immune system works, how the immune system can be activated, can be strengthened, can be proliferated, can be, expanded and rise above. Then they don't need chemicals anymore. They have to do something. And because the quantum physics tells us a lot of things, that chemicals is not effective. Why? As I mentioned the last time, the chemical proliferation, transmission of information, is about 1 centimeter per second. However, the electromagnetic field energy transmission is what? 186 miles per second. Tell me which is faster. I don't have to ask you, right? It doesn't matter your math are good or bad. It doesn't matter. And you know what it is. This is not just my saying. This is quantum biology and quantum biochemistry and research papers give you the evidence. That's what it is. So everything is about energy. Your disease is about energy status. It's just like Professor Houston last time we talked about. It is about the disharmony of the energy, that incoherence of the energy flow with the universe, with the nature. And everybody is so chaotic. And then your body is totally self-destruction. That's why you have so many autoimmune disease problems. Why? Because you have so many chemicals. You have this really I don't want to give bad names on these drug companies, okay? But they never give the information how the vaccine destroyed a lot of people. A lot of people really, really destroyed. You understand? They only give the information they want to hear. Because when I was in the lab, for example, when the information doesn't fit the company's ideas, you have to redo it. That's the lab. But this is university lab. Okay, this is not just one place. It's a lot of places. If that stats, if that data, it doesn't fit to the direction of the company needs, the company is not going to give you money anymore. So what they do, they try to use other ways. Some honest people try to use a different method to go to that direction, and the other people just manipulate the data. That's a sad story. That's a fact. I see that in the United States because I work in the lab before, in a university lab. So what I see is that because of all these chaotic things, for that little bit money, it's wrong. It's a wrong situation. It's a wrong circulation. When a healthy circulation is everybody support each other, and the society is healthy, each individual is healthy, and everything's harmonious, everything, that energy is expanded, and then we depend on what? We depend on ourselves. And then that community of humanity is, instead of separate apart, but together. Why? It's good for everybody. It is in the interests of every soul on the planet. It is in the interest of this 7 billion human body. That's what I see. That's what I'm here for. I died more than 13, more than 14 times, probably 15 times. Doesn't matter. But I'm still alive because I always see that way. I'm alive here. I want to devote something to the humanity. I am, and you are. Then let's do something for this humanity. We know that we have developed from millions and millions of years up to this point, to this complex body. We continue. If we want to continue further, we've got to do something that is sustain that body, sustain that soul, sustain that whole human community. And otherwise, we think of the other ways. We are full of fear. It's not that there's no reason people have fear, because we know that we all go to the wrong direction. That's why we have such a fear. If we in the right direction, if everybody work together, if everybody sees things differently, and everybody begin to heighten the energy instead of fight each other, dissipate each other, destroy each other. Same thing with our body. Our own body, why people fear of a pandemic? Because a lot of times is each one of us is doing that self-destruction. It is each one of us have that immune system issues. We call immune system disorders. Our own immune system attack our own body. And because just like a bomb, we bomb ourselves and we destroy ourselves. We produce all kinds of T cells. We produce all kinds of crazy things. And we fight ourselves. And then it's a total chaos. So what do we need to do is that organization. What do we need to do is that purification. What do we need to do is that harmonious coherence, and to get ourselves together and go one direction only. That direction is to proliferate ourselves. That direction is to heighten ourselves. That direction is to see that innermost conscious being in each one of us. And same thing. And when you see that, you have such a beautiful potential and you're empowered. When you're empowered, you don't see yourself as a lack of something. You see yourself as infinite potential. You can do anything. I don't care you're 70 years old, or you're 50 years old, you're 90 years old. I don't care. Because remember, the quantum cells, sort of like inside the quantum cells, that is our consciousness. I will have so many quantum conscious cells inside our body. And then you have very low conscious cells. And then you have a lot of bacteria. Then you have a lot of virus in our body. And then when the quantum cells survived, they become proliferate. When the quantum cells have such a low energy, that consciousness, the inner consciousness of your body, begin to lose the interest. They're gone. I don't want to fool around with you anymore. They're gone. That's when the body begins to collapse. That's when you die. And then, where your consciousness go? That inner consciousness is gone. Return home. Go home. That's what it is. Go home. I'm home. Because that come here to serve you, to help you. But when you are going in such a direction to try to separate from that consciousness will leave the body and will be gone. That's reality. That's why our quantum physics, our quantum science, quantum biology, quantum consciousness, and psychology. And then we begin to see the bottom facts and begin to see from the scientific standpoint of view to see the real human being, who we are, or what we are, what we're here for, and where we're going. That's reality. That's real reality. It's just like we worry about money. When we worry about money, it's the wrong way, and we build what? We build chaos. We build chaos. So when we come down to begin to build that wealth in the harmonious way, we begin to really solid. That fire is solid. The fire is not, it's anticipated. And the fire is one fire and begin to proliferate. That energy begin to proliferate and begin to track the other energy in. And then that financial energy is tremendous. So in terms of financial energy, in terms of physical energy, psychological energy, and emotional energy, it's the same thing. So you've got to build that coherent, build that harmonious formula of that energy channel, of that energy ball, so to speak. Yeah, to be harmonious, not only harmonious with that entity of yourself, you have to be with what? With other entities. Be harmonious with others. Be connected. So everybody really help each other. You understand? And then people will begin to contribute to each other. And that's what I see. And a couple of my friends, they did really well. And I just talked to one of my friends, Li Hong. And she was on my webinar last week. She doesn't know a single word of English. She and her husband and her friends, they are the biggest real estate in China. You think about it. Real estate in China is huge. All they did for the last 30 years is to build buildings. It's their group, they call it their group, it's a group. It's a grouping company. Their group is the biggest company in China. And he came to my webinar. I said, hey, why are you here? I said, you don't even understand English, This is English. She has a house in San Francisco, above San Francisco. She has probably a lot of houses in the United States. Anyhow, and she lives in California now, and sometimes in Beijing, sometimes California, some other places. She lives everywhere. However, she said, oh, I'm not coming here to listen to your words. I'm coming here to listen to your energy. That's all. I just want to feel the energy. That's what I came here for. I said, okay, good. and I said, okay, I appreciate it. So basically, it's the whole webinar. And we have people from England, we have people from South Africa, we have people from Ethiopia, we have people from England and Germany and France and this place, I forgot this. Oh, okay, it's closer to Sweden, and there are a lot of people from everywhere. People from all of the world. They listen. They come to the webinar. Of course, a lot of people from California, and they all wrote me. They're all excited what I said. It's not about my messages. They feel I was a performer. I've put so much energy. Everybody's totally shocked with the energy. It's so like I take a big drink, totally shocked with that oxygen. So I think that's good. I like that, and I hope everybody on this radio will be shocked by the energy and will be waking up and see our inner being, our inner potentiality. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mike Karuchak. Have you ever wondered what doctors talk about amongst themselves? If you do, join us on the Doctor's Lounge and hear the doctors' conversations amongst themselves. Join me and my co-host, Dr. Hal Schertz, every Thursday morning, 8 to 9 a.m.
Hey folks, this is Victor Armendariz with the On Point with Victor show. Just to remind you, don't miss every Tuesday 2 to 3 live right here on America's Web Radio. And remember, I'm not angry. I'm